Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening, wherever you're receiving this audio, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Busted Covers podcast here on YouTube and Spotify. I'm Nick Persampieri, joined always and forever by the Stone Beer Opener himself, Matt Baywood, as well as Cam Griffin. Before we get started, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm trying to see if he can do this here while I'm doing this intro. He almost got it in the process. But in the meantime, though, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are liking, leaving comments, subscribing to the channel. And big thing is leaving comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. We'd love to interact with you. And we'd also love... Oh, why are you tripping, man? What's going on? But we'd love to shout you out on the show. Anywho. Oh, he got it. There it is. Everybody, hey, round of applause. Baywood got his beer open. Cheerio. Hip, 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 hip. Anyway, I'm moderating this evening.
Not a beer that Nick provided me, by the way.
No, I did not provide payment this week. I will have payment next weekend. 3 out of 4. So I remember how many I owe. Don't worry. I'm still in debt for 2 beers. 2 local beers.
Yes.
Because we like to shop small.
Yes.
But yes, those will be back next Sunday. So if you guys want any beverage recommendations, tune in next weekend for that. Or check out the 2 previous ones where we sampled a couple of local breweries in the area. So that'll be for you guys. Anywho, since I'm moderating today, we're going to have a couple of topics for this evening. I think we got to start right away with a little bit of chaos in the college football world. I'm not sure if you guys live under a rock or not, but you guys would know that both Texas and Penn State, who were ranked in the top 10 as of yesterday, lost. Texas losing at Florida in a game in which Arch Manning did not play well. I believe he had 3 interceptions in that game. And Penn State lost at UCLA, who was previously winless. So we're going to open it up right away. I'm actually going to start with Matt to my left.
Perfect, because if this fire goes out while Cam's answering, I'll run in and get some stuff.
Perfect, yes. Matt is our neighborhood lumberjack. Just not in the plaid. Not yet, at least. Anyway.
A couple more weeks for that, for fall.
More, yeah, it's gonna get a little colder out. It's a little
still
hot
like 80,
out.
80 degrees.
Yeah, 80 degrees in October. It's global warming's real. Anywho, Matt.
Yep.
Which loss is worse?
UCLA.
Penn State losing to UCLA.
That was terrible. Number one, you need a rebound game because you just lost to Oregon.
Yep.
We can get. I don't know if there's a second part to the question, so I'm gonna leave the coach out for now.
Okay.
I think losing to a team. I mean, they also UCLA also fired their coach and their offensive coordinator, or was it just their offensive coordinator?
It was just the head coach.
Just the head coach.
That
okay.
was
but I thought
prior to the Northwestern game.
I thought they had a new play caller though too. Maybe
probably the offense coordinator.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, from the opening, UCLA gets the ball. They go right down the field. They score a touchdown. They said if they scored first, they were going to do an onside kick. They got the onside kick. They go up 10-0. Penn State comes back and answers. But it was just like Penn State's beloved defense couldn't stop a cold. And when they finally got their stops, it was too little too late. I think losing to a team who we've already, Mr. Assalamu Alaikum of UCLA.
Yes, Nico, I'm a leaver.
I'm a leaver.
I'm going to leave your school.
I'm going to leave your school.
Transferred from, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Tennessee.
Yep.
Correct.
Went to UCLA and looked terrible for the first 4 weeks.
Yep.
And he goes in and he's facing what was previously, I think they were ranked 3 before they lost to Oregon.
Correct.
And they were, 7 last night? Or 2 days ago?
7.
So they were 7. UCLA was nowhere to be found in the top 25. It's like if Penn State was going to lose to any team, I would expect them to lose to Oregon. They lost to They lost to Oregon or Notre Dame in the playoffs last year?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
In
Okay.
the semis.
In the semis. Fair enough. If they were going to lose to any team, it was going to be Oregon. Oregon's running hot. UCLA was in shambles. When your coach is fired after week 3, not a good sign. And maybe this is a sign for what Penn State's coach is in for, but I'll comment at a later time. But UCLA's looks terrible. And now Penn State is out of top 25.
Very nice. All right, now, Mr. Cam, our passionate college
Yes.
football fan.
Yes. I
Are
love
you
it.
agreeing with Matt here, or are you going to say the Texas loss was worse? Because you are an SEC guy.
I am, and I don't want to harp on just the SEC, but I think the Texas loss was worse. Penn State loss is bad, but I don't know if in our hearts we really thought Penn State would have beaten Ohio
I
State.
apologize. I thought the question was which Penn State loss was the worst.
You answered the question though. I mean,
No, I didn't
No,
realize.
it's the Texas or Penn State loss.
Oh.
Would you
wanna-
like to do your
would you like
takeover?
or
No.
You want to adjust
Okay.
it?
But now I know what Cam's answering.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I agree that Penn State loss was awful. But I don't know if we really thought that they were going to win the Big Ten anyway. I think they would have got an at-large. Texas, we had high hopes for. You know, we figured Arch would struggle, and we figured he may have turned it around. But you lost to Florida. Not that Florida is they're not playing well this year. You know, I had to pull up their schedule to make sure that I was about to make a comment. They were, I believe, 1-3 going into this game.
Correct.
Your only loss was to Long Island. Long Island. You lost to South Florida
At home.
at home. You lost to LSU on the road. You threw 5 interceptions. You then got killed by Miami, but somehow found a way to beat Texas. Your coach was on the hot seat.
Probably still
If
is.
it wasn't for his buyout, probably would have been fired had they lost this game. Getting ready to go into a Texas A&M game. Arch is not playing well. We've seen it. I don't know if it's the expectations are too high. His receivers are not catching balls. They are dropping. People are constantly hurt. The play calling is suspect. Steve Sarkisian is clearly to blame, but the loss to Florida, when you haven't been to the swamp, I think they said since 1940, first game in Florida since 1940 for Texas, it is unacceptable. And for a team that we had SEC championship aspirations for a team that people are picking to win the college football playoff, for a team that people are giving Arch the Heisman, for a team where Steve Sarkisian is getting Coach of the Year, for a team that was built up to be this juggernaut, for you to lose to a 1-3 team, albeit on the road in the SEC, anything can happen, is unacceptable. So to me, that is the worst loss because this damaged their season. They basically need to go undefeated the rest of the way. They still have more ranked games to play, but need to go undefeated the rest of the way to even be considered for an at-large. And even if they did that, there's still a chance they may not make it. Because you'd have the 2 teams in the SEC championship game, and then probably the next at-large team. So that would be 3. I don't see you doing more than 4 or 5, but there's still better teams out there than Texas. So I don't want to say their season's over, but that loss put a huge damper into their college football playoff chances.
I want to say both Penn State and Texas are over.
For Penn State, to me, it's not as much about Penn State when we look at the loss. And I'm gonna open an old wound here. We saw what Nico is, and the fact that he transferred to UCLA again just throws salt in the wound to all the Tennessee fans. Not that Joey Aguilar is bad; he's been phenomenal, but he's not Nico. And we just watched Nico go to a school like that. So, I mean, the Penn State loss is bad. The Texas loss is bad. You're making me choose one. I'm going to go with Texas because it keeps rubbing salt in the wound to what we thought or hoped Texas would be, the expectation level. But I agree with Matt. They're both equally awful, and they both have the same damaging effect. And the sad part is you both lost to teams where it doesn't benefit either one of those teams to go out and win.
The reason why I didn't say Texas is because I was already disappointed by Arch earlier this season.
No.
And I sort of had that expectation that he was already overrated. And moving to... I wasn't necessarily mad that Penn State lost to Oregon, because Oregon could just be that team.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of great players, great program. But, I mean, yeah, when you think about it, Florida State was also on just as bad of a run as UCLA.
And that's the kicker right there. You know, you both lost to 1-3 teams, where the one win that both these teams had was to a non-Power 5 school.
Yeah.
So it's not even like you lost to the worst team in the SEC or the worst team in the Big 12 or the worst team in the Big 10. Long Island, I believe, plays in the NEC, which is the Northeastern Conference, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that's where they play.
They play in the same conference as Central.
It is, so it is the NEC. And I don't even remember who UCLA beat.
They were winless.
Oh, they were winless? Oh, even worse. So
And they lost to 2 Mountain West opponents.
yeah.
That's why their coach got fired after week 3.
So it's just an
Foster,
interesting scenario that's the kicker right there. But they're both equally bad losses. But again, the expectations for Arch is why the Texas loss to me is so bad. Because we had those expectations. Every week in the SEC, you have a chance to show us something. You played a team that threw 5 interceptions against one team, whose defense is decent, but you should be able to overcome, to do something. And I'm not getting off the Arch bandwagon yet when it comes to his abilities, but I'm taking a very strong look at Steve Sarkisian, because there's some play calling issues that I'm seeing that I do not like. And I blame him and not the offensive coordinator, because I do feel that as a head coach, you're watching the film, you should see it. You need to play to Arch's strengths instead of his weaknesses. And if his weaknesses right now are decision making, then take the decision making out of his hand until he's adjusting.
So on that, I'm actually going to go with 2 brief subtopic questions.
Sure.
So I'm going to bring it back to Matt here. Can either, now because we mentioned they're both now out of the top 25 with the new rankings that came out. I believe it was tonight, right?
Yep.
They came out. So they are both out of the top 25.
Mm-hmm.
They're both on the outside looking in. I'm going to start with Matt. If either of them can save their season and still sneak into the playoff, who would you say has the better chance of doing that?
Texas. Of those 2 teams?
Of Texas or Penn State?
Texas, and I'm going to say that because of the way that Penn State lost. They were supposed to have this great defense, and they lost to UCLA. It doesn't seem like James Franklin can win in big games as a coach. He gets out-coached by just about anybody that's in the top 10. I think he's 4-21, if that's the statistic, in his career. And let me just take a look at their schedule to see who they're playing. If they play any more...
They do. I glanced at it. You want it?
Yeah, if you have it.
Yeah.
Perfect. They play Ohio State, loss. Indiana, loss. Okay, so they're done.
They're done.
So Texas is a good team if they play right. Manning made the right reads this weekend. Just didn't, dial the ball in properly. There was one where Florida State had numerous picks. How many did they have? Like 3 or 4?
Oh. I'll pull it up real quick.
But-
I believe Manning threw 3 picks
3 picks.
yesterday.
Damn.
So some of them were just short. Like all he had to do was, put it over the safety, and it could have been either a big gain or a touchdown. But he underthrew numerous balls. He's just not dialed in. I mean, we saw it with Peyton. We saw it with Eli. It's just something about the Mannings. They know how to win eventually.
Two.
So, huh?
Two.
Get through two. Okay.
Okay.
He's thrown several over the past few games.
Yeah.
So, he needs to stand in there because we know he can be a number one quarterback, but he's got to use his legs when he needs to use his legs. He's got to throw the ball accurately when it's time. We see it with these mobile quarterbacks that, like Lamar Jackson. It takes a couple of years to maybe get your throwing down and work on it, but he's got to really take, because I don't think either of the teams are good enough this year to win the national title. But if Manning comes back again next year, I think he needs to take the entire offseason and perfect throwing the football, because that's really it might not even be decision making. It's just he's not that accurate.
It's funny, on a side note, that a bunch of the quarterbacks went to the Manning camp in the summer, and all the quarterbacks we heard about coming into this year, Arch was not one of the ones that people were talking about after leaving the camp. If Arch was there, I'm not 100% sure he was. I'm assuming he would be. I mean, his uncles run it. So I'd assume he'd be there, but we heard about Garrett. We heard about Joey. We heard about Mateer.
Mateer looks really
We
good.
heard about a lot of them.
That's
But
something I heard.
the one
Yeah.
quarterback we expect, even, what's his name, Penn State, Joey, is it?
Drew Allen.
Drew Allard. We heard about all of them. Drew Allard actually had this big summer with endorsements. The one quarterback we didn't hear about was Arch Manning. You would think at a quarterback camp we would hear about arguably the most famous quarterback in college football.
Anywho, Cam.
Yes.
Matt says Texas has the better chance of saving their season.
Yes.
Agree? Disagree?
Matt is correct.
That is correct.
In the sense that Texas will have more chances. They shut down. Next week they play Oklahoma. Oklahoma's
That's
ranked
gonna be a big game.
6th in the country. They're probably going to win because I believe Mateer is still out. Well, hopefully they win. Mateer is out. That'll be a win over a number 6 team in the country. Yes, we know Mateer is not playing, but it's still 16 on their record for beating a ranked team. They then turn around and play Georgia. Don't see them beating Georgia, but they have an opportunity to. They beat Georgia. They have A&M on their schedule. So they have more ranked games that they could have potential to play than Penn State does. Penn State may have the better record at the end of the day. I don't see them doing better than, if they have 12 games, 8-4. I think that's the best they'll be able to do. But Texas, same thing, 8-4. But we don't really know what they are. Arch is getting a lot of blame, as he should. The quarterbacks always get the blame. But they have a lot of injuries. They've had a lot of injuries in the offseason, too. So we have players that aren't up to speed yet. But unfortunately, it's a game you have to play on the fly with what you have. And what they have right now is not doing it. But if we're comparing them to Penn State, they have more opportunities to get those signature wins than Penn State does. And if we have to do the eye test on it, Penn State will have not beaten a ranked team if they lose to Indiana and Ohio State. But barring Texas beating Oklahoma without John Mateer, they'll at least have the one ranked win over a Penn State team.
Can I give 2 SEC team shout-outs?
Don't look at me. I'm not.
Georgia, I underestimated in the beginning of the season. I thought Georgia was going to have a really bad year. And who'd they blow out? Tennessee? Or not blow out, it was just a really high-scoring game.
Kentucky.
No, it was...
They beat Tennessee in overtime.
They beat Tennessee in overtime. It was like 44-41.
Georgia?
Yeah.
They beat Tennessee.
That was like 2
This
or
past
3 weeks
weekend?
ago. No.
No, just earlier in the
Oh, yeah, I
year.
was like, they
Georgia
played
played
Kentucky this
Kentucky
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what are you guys talking about?
No, and then they kept it. I thought Alabama was going to steamroll them, and they didn't. It was close. It was like 24-21,
Can I give a shout out to a person?
I guess.
Oh, wow, thanks.
I'm kidding.
It's not an SEC person, but I feel he needs a shout out because I did not see this coming, and I want to give him his dues. Carson Beck at Miami, playing quarterback. That's all I'm going to leave it right
4
there.
touchdowns last night.
Carson Beck reminding us that he is a national champion from Georgia.
First of all, is he like a 6th year? Because I feel like we've been talking about him for like 4 or 5 years now.
I believe he's
fifth year.
Fifth-year graduate.
But he's been starting since I believe his second or
freshman
first
year, yeah.
freshman year. So we've seen him every year.
So is really side quest here. Why isn't he being drafted?
Because he came back for the extra year.
He will be this coming.
He will be
Okay,
drafted.
so it's
this
not
year.
that he okay.
Well,
got
don't
it.
forget
He
he
got
also
hurt
he
last
also
year.
got
I
hurt.
do remember that.
Yeah, and so he transferred.
And his draft
Yeah.
stock plummeted.
Yeah, because he wasn't playing well because he was hurt.
Yeah.
And then Georgia didn't,
The
Carson-
other team I wanted to shout out was
Carson-
Alabama. Looks
Carson
clutch.
Beck coming back this year, playing the way he's playing,
clearly made the right choice.
is what we thought Drew Allard would be at Penn State this
Yeah.
year. Because Drew Allard came back. And we thought with the weapons Penn State had and Carson Beck, we figured that what we're getting out of Carson Beck is what we thought or hoped we were going to get out of Drew Allard. And unfortunately, it's not been the case. You lost your whiteout game. Albeit to a very good team. Not sure why you made that your whiteout game, but very good team. It's still a loss nonetheless.
They tried to disguise James Franklin's terrible coaching in big games with whiteout, thinking that it was going to, have the same sort of effect that like an NFL stadium has where there's home field advantage. And it turned out that even Penn State couldn't even hear their own play calls.
Well, the funny thing about that is that Penn State figured, I can't speak for it, but you figured they were the best team in the Big Ten. We have the most coming back. We have a returning quarterback. We have returning running backs. We have returning players. We should be that person. Oregon had a new quarterback,
Yep.
new receivers. I believe their second running back, because I think their first one went to the NFL last year. And
D tackle left as well.
Yep.
Derek Harmon.
Yep, he's a Steeler.
didn't really know what they had on the books. And they went into Penn State and won. I mean, Danny Manning
That system works.
is doing something right in Oregon. And I don't think we've seen Oregon look like this since Chip Kelly was running that offense up in Eugene.
They breed quarterbacks too.
And
Well,
the
they
crazy-
didn't breed their quarterbacks. They've had a lot of transfers,
Yes, but
but
the
they
transfers.
can coach up their transfers.
But
I will tell you that.
They
what was
mastered
it?
their craft.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of the transfers that go to Oregon don't do anything at the previous teams. I don't remember. Would Justin Herbert stay at Oregon the whole time? I thought he transferred.
No, Justin Herbert was to Oregon, I believe.
I think he was 4 years.
Yeah, he was a 4-year.
He was.
Bo
Then
Nix
who was it? Bo
definitely a
Nix?
transfer.
Bo
He went
Nix
from
was a
Auburn.
transfer.
Auburn 2 years.
And he didn't
then
do anything at Auburn.
No.
He was
Well, don't
terrible at
forget.
500.
Don't forget. He couldn't beat an SEC team when he was at Oregon either. So there were some. I think it's just got in his head.
But he's doing well in the NFL.
I will concede he is doing well. Nick, leave it at that. Do not open your mouth for anything else.
Give that man his flowers.
You don't want to talk about your game today. Let it go.
I called it for 4 years. That Bo was him.
He's not.
I think it's just a matter of
I
time.
said I'm giving
but
him his
I'm
flowers.
moderating. I'm moderating.
No, he's got an opinion. All right. Next.
Also, speaking of Oregon, they are the defending Big Ten champions.
Yes.
You need to remember that too. Put some respect on their name. But this is about Penn State and Texas. And this is our final question of this topic. Really a two-parter.
Deal.
Should Arch Manning be benched? And the other question is, should James Franklin be removed as the head coach of Penn State? Now, this could either be Franklin at the end of the year. Take those two questions however you want. You can either answer one, you can answer both, you can answer none. I'll start with Cam.
All right, I'll answer one now, and I'll get to the other one later. I gotta think about it a little longer. Do you bench Arch? No.
Okay.
He's your quarterback. I think experience is what he needs. So you let him go through the growing pains. If you lose the next 2 games, you're out. You've got nothing to lose. You ride with Arch. If you win the next 2 games, okay, he won. You ride with Arch. I don't see a scenario, barring injury or awful play, where you would bench him. I look and he said, oh, well, he had 2 interceptions. He also had 2 touchdowns. I mean, his interceptions are bad. but there's a good chunk of where he does make good throws for touchdowns. So I think if you bench him, you have to be 100% sure that your backup quarterback can give you what you need to win the game. Because if you're going to lose with Arch. That's my feeling. Lose with Arch. Let him get the experience. Let him go into the offseason with all the hype, with all the negativity. Well, that's coming either way at this point.
Yeah.
So it'll just be worse if he gets benched.
Fuel.
But let it be fuel, and we'll see what he does next year.
Fuel to the.
But I don't think you bench him at this point because I don't know if what you have behind him is better than what you currently have there. I'm gonna glance real quick and see who your other quarterbacks are.
Quinn Ewers is not coming back, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, you have.
He's a terrible quarterback.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
like Quinn Ewers at all.
Is this a transfer?
I thought Arch was going to transcend that
Overtake him.
team at first.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just while Cam's looking at this, I'll answer part one. No, I don't think you bench him. I think in order for him to develop, he needs reps. And he's in a great conference to get those reps. So, no, I don't think you bench him. If you expect, specifically because you're going to intend to start him next year as well. So, he's got to get playing time. Cam said it all.
Yeah, and you have, just glancing at it right here, it's interesting to see what we have. You have a backup quarterback who hasn't played in his 4 years. You have 3 freshman quarterback, and you have a transfer in Matt Caldwell, who looks like he's been at 3 different schools. So, sorry, 4 different schools. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is his 4th school. So, and he hasn't been really the starter anyway. So, what do you have behind you? You have just as less amount of experience with Arch. So I think you're stuck with Arch. Any change would be a monumental change. And to be honest with you, if they did bench Arch for one of those quarterbacks, I don't think that's a benching. I think that's we're going in a different direction.
Yep.
So that would be a whole offseason of Arch transferring. Because I don't think you bench him for anything behind him right now.
Fair point. Any comments on Rich Franklin? Or
Is
do
it
we
James?
want- do we want-
James Franklin?
Rich Franklin?
Rich.
Yeah.
Sorry, James Franklin.
Yeah, I think he's definitely on the hot seat. I think we could have lived with the Oregon loss. Not good, but we could have lived with it. You lost number 6 team in the country. They're good. They're the defending Big Ten champions. Yeah, you lost at home, but
In a whiteout.
But it is what it is. You know, they're a good team. It's one loss. You should beat the team coming after you, and you still had Ohio State and Indiana to make up for that loss. Well, you lost at home to a good team, and you lost on the road to a bad team. You then now play a good team on the road in Ohio State, and you play another good team at home in Indiana. So I don't know if we actually know what's going to happen based off of history. I know Matt brought up a stat earlier. It was like 4-21.
Yeah.
I have a
I
feeling of
confirmed
what's going to
that. I looked
happen.
it up.
But I think you're on the hot seat. But if you're James Franklin, this is your recruiting class that you used. I don't know if leaving Penn State after this year would be the worst decision for you. Just saying. But in terms of him being fired, he's at least on the hot seat. But he will be fired next year if they do not do better next year. But he will be fired next year, definitely.
I think you fire him this year, but I don't think you do it mid-season like UCLA did.
You're going to give him the rest of the year.
Yeah, because if there's any hopes of salvaging your season, which I don't think there are, but I think there's still hope in that locker room. If you want to just not waste the rest of the year, and you still want to try to contend for that, lifeline of a playoff spot, maybe the 12th seed, you never know. You gotta win out, and I don't think having an interim head coach is going to help get that job done. I don't think Franklin is good enough to get them to that next level, being that they play 2 more teams in the top 10. to finish the season. But I heard this nonsense because I was watching this game versus UCLA, and they were like, "Oh, the East Coast teams struggle when they travel to the West Coast." That's baloney.
There's an ash by your computer. Sorry, don't make me interrupt you mid-take, but I don't want your computer to catch on fire.
No, I saw the smoke too, and I was like, interesting. And then I'm
Yeah,
glad
let's
you
see
saw
what
that.
happened with it, yeah.
It was straight up burning the cushion. There's a hole in the cushion now.
Sick. Well, at least it's the cushion and not your computer.
Anyway,
Sorry.
hold on. Sorry, Cam was leaving the frame for a second, and I almost died.
That's not good.
It's a load of baloney. You know, we see East Coast teams travel to the West Coast and blow them out all the time.
Yeah.
We see West Coast teams that are good come to the East Coast. Penn State just doesn't look good. Their coach, I don't know who approved. It was like 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, last drive of the game. I think they didn't. It was 42-35.
What about the last play?
No, it was the last offensive play for Penn State. And then I think their defense came back on, stopped them in 3 plays, and then they took a safety. But before that, they had a chance to come and tie the game. And they call like a read option play.
That
and
was the 4th down play.
That was a 4th down play. Yeah, I said
and
I
the
don't know.
quarterback kept it.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
who approved that play call, but at some point James Franklin's got to have his voice in there. They have a great tight end. They could have play action that. I don't know who was blocking, who created those schemes, but he didn't have a chance. At that point, you just hand the ball off. Let your running back do it. He's a good running back too. They always give good running backs, good tight ends. That's Penn State. So, read option. I mean, no, you don't do that shit on 4th and 1 on the strong side of the defense. It's common sense. There was a big hole on the left side for the running back to take and go. Cam, what you cooking up over there?
No, I was actually gonna make a comment on what you said, and I agree. I don't think the only time we really questioned, and I was trying to see what time the game was, East Coast teams going west, is when they get stuck with those 12 o'clock games. Only because it's only 9 o'clock it's usually 9 o'clock on the. Well, it's 3 hours behind, so what is it? It's 3 o'clock actually.
This is the
On
second
the
set of games.
West.
Yeah.
On the East Coast, noon, something like that.
This is like a 3 o'clock game.
That's the only time we really question it, is because it's 3 o'clock here and it's 12 o'clock there.
Yeah.
So you lose 3 hours. But it doesn't really affect it in the grand scheme of things. It's more the West Coast coming east in your November, your December games where the weather is not California weather.
Yep.
And that's usually where it is. So anytime people are saying that, oh, well, how do teams play in Southern California in 85-degree weather in October? Pretty damn well. You know, this wasn't a situation. I don't think weather had anything to do with it. I don't think time had anything to do with it. They did not play well. You know, they leave 3 days early. They're adjusted. Their bodies adjusted. Their schedules have been adjusted.
And getting there
it's
is
not
an issue. If anything, there should be a lag coming back.
Yeah, if the game was reversed and it was okay, they were out there and then they came back and played Oregon, you know, that Thursday, I'd be like, okay, probably something to do with the West Coast, East Coast time because you lost 3 hours. But when you gain the 3 hours, I don't really think that that's an issue. Especially for time. It's more West Coast teams coming east because they don't do well in the snow, in the cold weather. It's like the University of Florida going into the big house and playing, or Miami going to the big house and playing in December around Christmas. You know, with a foot of snow on the ground. Couldn't they pull it off? They probably could. But that's an element that you're not used to and your players may not be used to because they haven't seen it all year. But in terms of just, preparation, that's not an issue. So I agree with Matt. I think that's an excuse someone would put out there. But yeah, I think James Franklin's job, it depends. You could fire him in the middle of the season. You know, you'll win one game maybe. Maybe it'll fire the team up and you'll win. You may beat Ohio State at Ohio State. But you can't turn around and follow up with a loss.
They're not going to beat
And
Ohio State.
the difference is UCLA was losing to teams that they should not lose to with the talent they had. You shouldn't be losing to the Mountain West teams. No disrespect to the Mountain West. You guys have good teams. But when we look at what your NIL money did to go buy a quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks in the league on one of the best teams in the league from the year before, we don't see you losing to New Mexico State. We don't see you losing to any of the other teams you lost to. So in that term, your coach had to go. Now, I will say this, one last point on this. This is what I was going to say before. Do I think James Franklin should lose his job this year? No. Would I put him on the hot seat this year? Yes. Do I think he'd get fired if he had a bad year next year? Yes. But we got to remember, too, that Penn State's at a disservice because we added USC and Oregon to the Big Ten. He struggled beating big teams before, but when you add two powerhouses to your conference, that's going to help your recruiting, your scheduling, but it makes it harder for the coach because now you need to win those games. And he's not won, so it did him a disservice because now he has to play these teams for his career, for his coaching job. So I think we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the Big Ten expansion is what is ultimately hurting James Franklin. If you consistently lose to Ohio State, you'll keep your job. You consistently lose to Michigan, you keep your job. We have John Harbaugh, couldn't beat Michigan State, but beat Ohio State, kept his job. Ryan Day, couldn't beat Michigan, won a natty, kept his job. You can lose and keep your job. What you can't do is you can't lose a lot to different teams and keep your job. And Oregon being added into the conference, USC being added into the conference, along with you not beating the powerhouse, is what will cost him his job. If Oregon and USC weren't in the conference, I'm not sure his job's on the hot seat. I think we just chalk it up to, okay, Ohio State's really good and you lost, but you kept it close. No worries. You can't do that anymore. And that's what ultimately will hurt Texas also. It's okay if you don't beat a Georgia now, but you can't lose to a Georgia, an Alabama, an A&M, a Florida consistently, because then you won't be able to keep your job. So these conference alignment is great for fans, for the games that we're going to get. But if you're a coach, you better have a damn good team, because if you don't, you will not stay in a place.
All right, perfect. I think that was very well said. Before we get into our next topic, we have a score update. That's my breaking news alert sound. Patriots 3-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Oh, can I rant about that just very briefly? And it's not a Knicks rant type thing.
Sure.
Ramondre Stevenson needs to be kicked out of the NFL. This guy is on my fantasy team, and he is destroying me every week.
In a good way or a bad way?
Horrible. Guy fumbles like crazy. He fumbled twice against the Steelers, got benched. He just fumbled already today. Lost it. To be fair, I'm playing against Keon Coleman. He also fumbled. So, not really great. The worst thing you can do in the NFL or at any level of football is fumble the football and not change something about your game. Because we saw Derrick Henry fumble 3 weeks in a row.
Yep.
He fixed the problem. He hasn't fumbled since. Granted, he hasn't done much since, but either way, he's not losing them the game specifically. Ramondre Stevenson is the reason they lost the game to the Steelers, because the Steelers should have been blown out by them. They turned the ball over 5 times, and they only lost by like 6 points. So that's enough on that. But fuck Ramondre Stevenson.
If you're, listening to that, Ramondre Stevenson, please subscribe. But Cam has a look on his face.
I don't know if that's a subscribe comment. That's more of I'm gonna Google who Matthew Baywood is and
There's only one of me in the world. Look me up.
DM him.
And guess what? He was like a 4-star 4.5 star pickup, and now he's rated like 2.5.
I don't do the fantasy thing, guys, so can't say anything.
I'm looking at waiver wire running backs right now.
Well, fortunately, Matt, our next topic has nothing to do with football. So this won't affect your fantasy team.
Thank you.
And as a matter of fact, I am going to maybe poach your rapid fire sequences here. We're going to talk a little hardwood. Courts, that is.
I was going to say, I'm covering up.
Hardwood courts.
Pause.
We're going to go to the NBA because preseason has started. Regular season is in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to give a little rapid fire sequence here. I'm going to give you guys both a chance to answer each question. I'm going to try to maybe do 3 or 4. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
I'm going to start with Cam.
Oh, God. Let's go.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
NBA Finals matchup. Way too early prediction.
Oh, God.
Go.
Oh, start with Baywoods.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't start with that question. I'm going to be sitting here thinking about it for a while.
I'm thinking about it too.
That's why I asked it first. Yeah, stumped you.
Sorry for the
Okay.
awkward silence.
I got it, and it
Subject to change.
it is very subject to change, and I never really put this team out there or follow it, but I'm gonna say I write it down. I'm gonna go against it, but I feel like Minnesota could be there, but I'm gonna go Houston, not because of Kevin Durant as much as I love Kevin Durant, but because of what I saw Alfred Sengun do in FIBA this summer.
Ooh, in the Euro.
In the Euro League.
Yes.
I like Sengun. I'm waiting for Thompson to take the next step, which all intents and purposes looks like he has. So I'm going to go with them. And my East Coast team, if it's a gut reaction, I can't say it out loud because I would not ever want to see that happen and have that potential. So I'm trying to think if there's another team I can justify saying, but I don't think they're... Well, you know what? I could say this. If their pieces fall into play, I will say the Milwaukee Bucks. But, and I can't believe I'm going to say this,
I know what you're going to say.
if the pieces do not fall into play
For Milwaukee.
Oh, God, then I think we could... Are you videotaping me like that?
No, I am not.
Oh.
I'm writing
It's
it
bad
down.
enough it's right here.
I'm writing it down, though.
I know you are. But then I could see the New York Knicks versus the Houston Rockets in the finals.
For those of you that may not have heard that, he said the Knicks.
I hate that I had to say that.
Potentially.
Oh, God.
So could you see Knicks Bucks Eastern Conference?
I could see Knicks Bucks Eastern Conference.
Okay.
Only because we don't know what's going to happen with Philly. Only in the sense that if Embiid comes back, you made a comment off air, they may have to trade Embiid or Paul George. Depending on where that trade goes, if it's in the East, obviously that'll shift everything.
Are they going to trade Paul George from one podcast to another?
Well, his podcast I don't really care for, so they probably should trade him on the podcast. I like Patrick Beverley's podcast way better. And Jeff Teague's is probably the funniest I've seen. But I think that will determine how far that team will go, is what they do with those two superstars. Miami, I still think they're missing pieces. I don't think they're adapting. Orlando, I feel, is still young, but
They're coming up.
they could be there. They could be a year away. We don't
Jalen
know.
Suggs is returning, so we'll see.
But they have Bane. They have Bane this year, and I think that's huge. But he's injured at this moment. I like what New Orleans did. I've been watching a lot of their summer camp. They will shoot the lights out. I don't know if they can guard anybody, but they can definitely put up points. Does LaMelo make the next step? Milwaukee, Giannis. You always have a shot with Giannis. I like the Miles Turner addition. It's a shame that he left Indiana, but hey, you were taking a step back this year anyway because Halliburton is out. But I think there's a lot of teams in the Knicks. You're hoping you build off last year.
Cleveland.
I did not forget Cleveland. They lost pieces. Like Ty Jerome had a great playoffs. He's not on the team anymore. So I think when you go to your bench now, where are you going at backup guard? Lonzo Ball to me is not the answer offensively.
And
Facilitating,
he can't stay healthy.
yeah. Facilitating, yes. Offensively, no. You lost some other pieces. You still have Donovan Mitchell and I say James Garland, but it's Darius Garland.
Darius Garland.
But I feel they'll regress a bit. So to me, that's not them. I'm not disrespecting the Thunder in the West. I just look and remember what Ant-Man did to the Thunder by himself. I just feel Houston is a better team. They're built to score. They have more than just the ability to score with SGA. This is not the same team we're seeing. I think they'll still be hungry because they're young, but what's his name? Jalen Williams had a good postseason, but his percentages weren't good. He played really good defense on people. The percentages weren't good. You're now putting him on a 6'10" Kevin Durant, who has shot over him his whole career. You now have Amen Thompson?
Mm-hmm.
Amen Thompson guarding SGA, which to me is on the same level of Ant-Man guarding SGA. So now you need the others to step up. Does Chet take the next step? We see him in summer workouts. He looks really good until he plays a really good player. So I think there's a lot of questions we have with that team in the sense of what's going to happen. So that's the only reason I didn't give them, but they're defending champs. They earned it. I just think for them, their goal should be to avoid Minnesota.
Fair point.
I just got to say that our fire was more rapid than that rapid fire question.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, you had me go first, so that was the problem.
You didn't have an answer, and then you made it so long-winded.
I
I
know.
forgot my pick.
I had a Baywood moment.
I am not going to discount Oklahoma. I'm going to counter Cam's point, is to say, yes, we saw Ant-Man come back and win against them twice in the regular season, and he did not do anything in the postseason. So you're looking like that's not true. Ant-Man did nothing against Oklahoma City in the postseason.
Continue.
So I'm going to put Oklahoma City up there. I also don't want to discount the Warriors. I think that they could be a sneaky hot team rolling into the playoffs if they get there. In the West. In the East, I don't want to say Cleveland because I think that they're just they had a surprisingly really good season last year. I would say in the East, it's probably going to be between the Knicks and Detroit. So I want to give the edge to the Knicks just because they'll be playing a little bit more rotational basketball this year. They're not going to be riding their top 6 players. Hopefully. I don't think Mike Brown is still keeps that defensive mind like Tibbs does, but he plays players. So you don't know who's on your bench until you actually play them, and Tibbs stops doing that after like week 2. And I think it might be the Knicks conference to lose at this point, but I think Detroit is the only matchup for the Knicks that looked really tight last year, in my opinion, with Halliburton being out now on the Pacers. So that's my answer.
Which is funny because a lot of this is going the way it fell because of Halliburton being out.
Yep.
I know I'm moderating, but I am going to make my predictions as well because I want to join in on the fun.
Boo.
I know. In the East, I am also going to take either the Pistons or the Milwaukee Bucks. And I am very high on this team out of the West. So much, in fact, that I am going to place a futures bet when it's available for them to win it all.
Well,
Because I firmly believe come 2026, the new year, when a particular player is healthy, as long as they have a winning record when he returns, I am picking the Dallas Mavericks to win it all.
oh, that's
Kyrie
a,
Irving.
that's a,
See,
I'm going to pick the Mavericks.
I didn't even consider them because of that.
'cause of
but
him
I
not being
agree with
healthy.
I
you
think they
full-fledged.
have the perfect team. Not perfect as in like undefeated, but I think they can match up with anyone.
Yep.
They can do it all.
You know, they got two centers, really good, really athletic, different centers, and it's not like you're replacing one person with the same person. You know, Derek Lively brings in that bounce for the alley-oops.
I think they just have the perfect blend of young, athletic talent with
Yep.
crafty veterans. And if they have a winning record by the time Kyrie Irving comes back, I believe they have enough to win it all.
Cooper Flag.
And they have.
And they
Cooper
saw
Flag.
enough from him in game two of the Summer League. Or the Summer
Yep.
League to shut him down.
Shut them down.
Well, I'm telling you right now. Again, I follow
That's a
them.
great take, Nick.
I follow them on Facebook and Twitter. And X.
Formerly
and,
known as Twitter.
Instagram. And Cooper looks really good in these practices. He blocked AD the other day. You know, so it's,
I don't know if this is a thing, but did AD put on like 20 pounds?
He might have. I mean, he's still got a few weeks.
Because
to
if that's the case, then I blame Texas for
That
Luka being
barbecue.
fat. Yeah. Bucky's, you got to chill out.
Yo, don't hate on that Bucky's, man.
Bucky's is fire.
We don't have it in New England, but Bucky's is phenomenal. Gotta get that
Oh,
full
actually,
point.
the futures are out.
Yeah,
I
the
also,
season starts
to
soon.
counter your Rockets, I don't think Fred VanVleet being injured really impacts the team that much, although you do lose a scorer. But he is out for the year now.
Oh, I know. I never had him pictured in it anyway.
I mean, he was a starting guard.
Okay. And
You lost the starting guard.
also
Anyway.
gained a
Next
dynamic score.
question.
Just because you're never mind.
Next question.
Shut up.
We will table this for our NBA debates down the road.
Yes.
MVP.
Luka Doncic. Shout out to Zion too for losing all that weight. He looks great.
We have one vote for Luka Doncic.
Mm-hmm. Who won it last year?
SGA.
Shea, right? I'm gonna go back because he didn't win last year. I'm gonna say Jokic.
Jokic.
Triple double again.
We have a special guest appearance from Matt's dog, Leonidas.
He's blind.
Yes, the Stevie Wonder of the canine world.
The Baywood household.
I am going to pick Giannis as my MVP.
I was thinking that. I went with Jokic.
Funny on your Stevie Wonder comment. I saw a tweet the other day. It says, "Is Stevie Wonder really still blind?" Like they were mad that he was blind. And if it was just something that you could just overcome.
Well, with a positive mindset, anything is possible. No mistake. All right, I have one more rapid fire question. How much zestier can Karl Anthony Towns get? Or is he just too zesty?
No, because if they keep throwing dildos on the court, he might pick one up and suck it.
Wow. Be careful, Leonidas. There's a fire there. Hey, say hi to Leonidas, everyone. Cam,
Yo.
Leo.
how zesty? How much more zesty can Cat get
I
you think?
don't think there is. We'll find
on a
out.
scale of 1 to yes?
1 to yes. Yes.
Yes. I think that. Oh, hi, buddy. Hi, hey, buddy.
He gets around pretty good for a blind dog.
That's my Achilles. Please do not pee on my foot. All right, thank you. You okay, bud?
I think he's trying to sit down.
Please don't fart on me.
Oh, he's trying to sit down.
Okay.
He's laying down.
Hey, he wants to be by the fire. I got where my dog's at. Yeah, the answer to the cat is yes.
Yes.
Which coach do you guys believe is on the hot seat the most,
Ooh,
if there is one?
Miami's coach.
Bolstra.
Yep.
Okay, good choice. Cam.
I was thinking that actually. That's really funny.
I thought he was going to get the can last year.
Especially the way they lost to
Yep.
Cleveland.
Yep.
Who is the coach? This is who I'm going to say. Let me look it up real quick. Make sure it's who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking the Milwaukee coach.
Isn't it Doc?
It is Doc, right?
Doc Rivers.
I'm thinking the Milwaukee coach because to me,
Hold on. Can we, before you answer, can we also talk about Doc Rivers as a whole?
that's why he's on the hot seat.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I mean, you look at his career. He's had a decent coaching career, but he hasn't won since he had Ray Allen,
Just 1 year in Boston.
Kevin Garnett,
Yep.
Paul Pierce. Since then, you've had other superstars, maybe not at that level, but you still haven't won. So to me, with the issues you guys had last year with Damian Lillard not playing up to par, you know, the chemistry never really being there, changes never really being adjusted to, I think he's on the hot seat. You know, you came from Philly and you had kind of the same issues in Philly. You know, I don't think you're going to be anywhere too long. So to me, he's on the hot seat. I don't think there's really other teams that are up there that would be on a hot seat.
I'm gonna pick Ty Lue.
In
Clippers.
Oh yeah.
in Clippers?
Only because I think, because I'm sure this is going to be for another episode, but you know, the whole situation with that organization, with Kawhi, you know, how many times did we have these expectations for the Clippers and they fell short? I just think if they keep losing and they're going to lose the window of opportunity with the stars they have, they could start falling behind in the West. I could see Lou being the fall guy in that whole situation.
So the only reason I don't think Ty Lue is because he's had a different team most every year he's coached. He lost what's his name this year to Miami. Powell. You know, you went out and added Brooke Lopez. Kawhi's actually playing games again. But the expectation level obviously is one thing, but at the end of the day, I think it's more James Harden can't show out in the playoffs. And they're not losing games because of Ty Lue. You know, I feel like they're losing games because, I hate saying I'm a huge James Harden fan, but he doesn't play well in big games in the playoffs. Whereas Milwaukee, Doc Rivers is riding the coattails of what he did in Boston.
Ben, yeah.
At some point, we got to look at it and say, look, it's not the players. Giannis is doing what Giannis does. You know, he's carrying the team as much as he can. He's asking for help. You know, you need to put him in a situation to do better.
And he was in trade talks earlier this offseason.
He's only got 1 year left, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last year there.
Well,
Especially if they lose.
and that's the kicker. Not even lose. It's do you trade him before the deadline if you guys aren't in contention? But you signed Miles Turner. If that works out, does he re-sign with you guys? It's a great question.
All right, so with that said, we're obviously going to talk more basketball over the coming weeks since the season is going to set to kick off.
When does it kick off? Do you know?
21st, I believe, is the first game.
Do you know who it is?
It's preseason right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the exact. Well, it's defending champs, right? So it'd be Wouldn't it be OKC starting? Starting the year?
I don't know off the top of my head. Let me look.
While you're looking, we're going to transition. I have a trivia question for this week.
He's got to get off his phone.
Well,
Okay.
okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Mr. Cheater over here, he cheats a lot.
They don't cheat.
Yeah,
You cheat.
They don't cheat.
He cheats.
But, however, I think this question will be advantage Cam.
Probably
100%
not.
is.
It is a college football question.
Probably
I
not.
didn't start watching college football
Phones off.
actively until Joe Burrow during the LSU ride with Joe Burrow to win the.
I've
the
been
Natty.
I've been watching a while, but
So you definitely will not answer this question then.
oh, throw it out. He'll know. I do not have my phone on.
All right.
I'm a little nervous. I hate these
Feel
questions.
free to play at home if you guys know the answer to this question. Are you ready?
Terrified, but yes.
Who is the first man to win the Heisman Trophy as a player and a national championship as a head coach?
Oh. Is it Steve Spurrier?
That is correct.
Yeah, I was gonna say Steve Spurrier.
Steve Spurrier won the Heisman Trophy in 1966 and the national title in 1996 with, ironically, the University of Florida.
Gatorade.
Gatorade. That's true. Gatorade.
Gatorade.
I'm going to say that was zero chance I got
Yeah.
that. I
I'm
couldn't
glad
even
that was the
guess
question.
That. Like,
I
not
knew
like
it.
Mike Brown or something. No.
No, because every time Steve Spurrier is on TV, they always bring that up. That's why I knew the answer.
Very good, man. All right, 1 point for Cam this week. Now,
Love it.
since Cam is on a roll here,
Uh-oh.
the next topic will be Cam's Jam, or Jams plural,
Ah, yes.
of the week.
So,
This is a segment where Cam advises you all. I just stuttered like Ruben.
what to watch? Oh,
Exactly.
That was good.
Flying
That was good.
without wings.
That was good. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty good.
Thank you. I brought it back to season 2 of American Idol. Right? Season 2?
Season.
Anywho.
Yes.
Cam,
Yo.
what are you tuning into this week, man?
Oh.
What should the people at home view for their viewing pleasure?
Well, there's some fun. That would have been some fun NFL games to watch, but a certain dual threat quarterback out of Baltimore is out for the foreseeable future. So the Rams-Ravens game that will be happening will not be on my jam of the week. And the football game I want to say, I have to save till next week because it's next week's, not tomorrow, but 1 week from tomorrow's Monday night's football game, which will be the Cam Jam of the week.
Well, a little early.
So, a little
preview.
early preview of the Commanders-Bears game, because we all know what happened last year on the Hail Mary after the corner was waving to the fans. But that'll be there. But I'm going to say it. We're going to go to the Diamond.
Ooh.
It's baseball season, baby.
Postseason.
Yankees will beat the Red Sox, but we are currently down 2-0.
And it's looking bad.
And it looks awful. The Blue Jays are just... We've been taken to the woodshed today, or the other day. So, let's go with the Dodgers. Dodgers-Phillies. I believe they were my pick to get back to the World Series at the beginning of the year. And they had a few issues this year. But just saying, something's clicked, and they're starting to play really well. So, I think you picked them over the Phillies too in
I
the
picked
series.
the Phillies to win it all.
You did? Okay. Oh, that's right, you did. So, that'll be our game of the week to watch. To see which one of us is a correct in this moment. So, Phillies, Dodgers.
Phillies, Dodgers.
I think we'll get a few games this week too. So, tune in. You'll get multiple.
Very nice. All right. Next up, Matthew Baywoods' turn.
All right,
The
so
Baywoods Bets segment brought to you by Matt Baywood.
I know I was getting risky and doubling down on the Browns over the past few weeks.
Yeah, are you apologizing to people for that?
No.
No, this is not financial advice, so no need to apologize.
Yeah. However, I did bounce back, and I.
Oh, not the Browns. It was the Lions, right?
Yeah, the Lions losing 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
One was to the Ravens, and one was
And
to the
what was
Browns.
to the Browns?
Oh, it was.
Yeah. So You know,
We've
my
learned
bad.
our lesson there, right?
My bad.
You've learned your lesson, Matt.
I'm no longer. The Ravens fly low to the ground these days.
They're not even taking off. 44-10.
Those wings are clipped.
Those wings are clipped.
They're running down to get roadkill now.
Literally.
However, I did pick the Aces to make it to the WNBA Finals, and I did also pick them to win the WNBA Finals, and I believe they are 2-0.
They are 2-0, correct.
So there's that.
They are headed to Phoenix for Game 3.
Yes, they are. So
And
let
4.
me pull
Game
up.
3 and 4, yes.
Game 3 and 4.
I believe Tuesday is Game 3. Tuesday night.
Buccaneers versus 49ers is going to be a good game. Mac Jones looks great.
See, all right.
I'll pick the Bucs in that game.
Taking Tampa Bay.
Yep. I think it's going to be a shootout. 49ers should have some players coming back. I think Juwan Jennings will be coming back. But I think Egbuka looks phenomenal. Godwin is going to keep getting better. Mike Evans is Mike Evans. Is he injured?
He's injured,
Yep.
yeah. He's on IR right now.
Okay. So he won't be playing that game.
Baker's still ripping it, though.
Yeah, he is. I mean, Egbuka is a phenomenal young talent. So I'm still going to go with the Bucs. Let me just see what time that game is. 4:25. Yeah, so we won't be able to catch up between then and now. So the spread in that game is probably going to be like 3. I would take the Bucs -3 if they're favored. And if they're not favored for whatever reason, which they will be, they're at home. So I would take Bucs spread within 3, if not money line.
I'll see if the line is up.
Score update in the meantime: 3-3 Patriots versus Bills
Correct.
Where's this game being played?
in Buffalo.
In Buffalo.
The Buccaneers are currently 3-point favorites for
I didn't even
next
look at
Sunday
that.
against the 49ers with an over-under of 47.5.
Okay, so I would take the Bucs within 3. So right now, take it.
Okay.
Speaking of shootouts, I was looking at I didn't even think to make it game of the week, and I probably wouldn't. But Detroit goes to Kansas City next week.
I believe that is
They
correct.
go
That is
Arrowhead.
true. I don't know if it's a night game. No, I think it's a 4 o'clock game.
It is the 8:20 game.
Oh, it is.
That is
Okay,
the
it
night
needs
game,
to
right?
be.
Yeah.
And currently, the Chiefs are favored by 1.5.
The Chiefs get every fucking night game, dude.
With an
They've had like
over-under
4
of
already, and they have 2 back.
49.5.
They have 1 tomorrow, and they have 1 next Sunday.
It's all right.
Get Taylor Swift
Because-
off the goddamn screen.
Because
not-
Kansas City is losing next Sunday to the Lions.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes.
I think that offense is going to be fun to watch. So we may have to put a game out here while we do this.
Oh, yeah, because it's gonna be next Sunday night. You said.
Yeah.
Sunday
I'll
night.
have. Well, we might not be out here. It depends on the weather. So we might be inside and watching it on the screen.
Bet.
Do a live stream of the game,
We can.
potentially.
That's like 4 hours though.
That's okay. I'm sure the people would want to see us for 4 hours.
I know one particular viewer would.
Who's that? Ah.
Me?
No, not you. You're not a viewer.
I watch us.
Yeah, we view. Sort of.
Oh.
It's your friend
Oh.
or
Yeah.
our friend.
Yeah. Why is it always me? It's our.
You introduced.
I do a lot of people. I know a lot of people.
Cam's got the connect, man.
All right. You're up.
Anywho,
I'm curious.
all right. So,
We're not gonna shout her out. It's Liz.
shout out to Liz.
Shout out Liz. Liz. We'll have you eventually on the show.
Love you, Liz.
Well, now, you know what?
Oh,
Now it's time for Liz's favorite part
Liz's favorite part.
of the show.
Your rant.
You okay there, Leonidas? You good? Good, buddy? Yeah, you might want to watch your ears, buddy, because you're in range of my rant of the week. You got a leaf in your mouth.
Yeah, just let him have it.
Okay. Yeah.
Fucking guy. Lay down.
All right. So, as we all know, go Birds. Some inconsistent officiating in the game today. Unfortunately, we lost. That is not what I'm going to rant about today. It's actually a very random rant that has been driving me fucking nuts ever since we watched him against the University of Texas in the playoff last year. And I need to get this through everyone's fucking skull. His name is not Cam Scattaboo.
Oh my God.
All right, assholes. It's Scatabo, like Bo Jackson. Okay? It's not Majin Buu from fucking Dragon Ball. It's Scatabo. What language does B-O make boo? Only in East Rutherford, fucking New Jersey, does Scatabo become Scattaboo. With the, I'm doing the fucking hand, some of this. You know what I mean? With the fucking shit. Every time he gets the fucking ball, because he gets it like 30 fucking times a game. Oh, Scattaboo to the left. Oh, Scattaboo. He's fighting for extra. Next thing you know, he's not fighting for yards. He's going to be fighting for yards next. I cannot stand it. I can't fucking. It's so fucking annoying. I wanted to say it last week, but I don't even fucking remember what I ranted about last Sunday. I was watching the games last Sunday. There's these 3 fucking New York people at the bar. And of course, here we go. Oh, we gotta get the ball to fucking Scattaboo. I almost threw my bottle at this dumb fuck with the big nose. It's his name is Scattaboo. Okay, here, say it with me, guys. Ready? Scattaboo.
Oh, my fault.
I thought it was actually
Scattaboo.
Scattaboo. For the love of Christ, please. I don't care if you're a Giant fan or not. Do not, unless Cam Scattaboo says it's Scattaboo, don't fucking say Scattaboo.
You know what this rant reminds me of?
Jesus.
It's like the people that
fuck.
say caramel instead of caramel.
Oh my oh no. Or when people say fucking Reese's instead of Reese's.
Yeah.
It's a fucking possessive.
Yeah.
When people start saying Reese's Pieces, I want to slap them with my dick. I get so fucking pissed off when people say that shit. It's caramel.
Yep.
There's a fucking A.
Yep.
Carmel is a fucking town. Okay?
Also in New York.
Reese's. Yeah, I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with New York people with enunciating fucking words. Is it a vowel thing? Do they not like Wheel of Fortune? They don't buy the vowel?
Oh, God.
I don't understand.
I guess Scattaboo and coffee.
Okay, coffee's fine because I say coffee.
Yeah, but
It
you
is
say
what it
coffee,
is.
you
But
don't
that's
say
like
coffee.
but off. Coffee. I understand that. That kind of makes sense. Scattaboo? Scattaboo who?
Can I take you out a little bit further west?
Weast?
Yeah, west.
Yeah, go
in,
ahead.
Western Pennsylvania, and I do not associate myself with these people.
Okay.
Instead
Please
of
subscribe, people of Western Pennsylvania.
my dad is from there, but he didn't pick up this trait, thankfully. You could go be like, oh, are you free this weekend? And they're like, yeah. Are you free Saturday?
Oh my fucking God.
They end their days with D, so it's Wednesday.
Because that's
Tuesday.
that Midwest shit.
Yep.
Because they're by Ohio, which is probably the most intellectually deficient state in the country. You know, but the whole Scattaboo, Reese's, caramel, shut the fuck up. If you can't say it right, don't say it at all. Okay? I can't. Reese's Pieces. Just eat fucking M&Ms. All right, asshole. Don't fucking do this to me. They make peanut butter M&Ms that are quite tasty, by the way. don't fucking eat the Reese's Pieces because it'll end up in your feces. Don't fucking do that shit, please. I hate it. I hate it's Scatterbo. He's not even on my team, and I'm offended.
Mature audiences only.
Sorry, not really. Well, fuck your mother. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Sorry. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. I'm sorry.
That's a little further south.
That's disgusting. Country roads, take me home in West Virginia.
Oh my God.
Well, hey, West Virginia, please subscribe. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and conclude this episode here. Do you guys have any last words?
No, my
Tim's
face,
hiding his face.
my face is hiding from the camera. So when this section is clipped, they won't know who I am. Oh, we're done.
Matt, any last words?
No.
Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this week. Who's moderating next week? Is you, Matt? It's Cam next week. So Cam is gonna come up with some great topics for us to discuss.
Yeah.
So guys, tune in next Sunday. We will be back at you again with the Busted Coverage podcast on YouTube and on Spotify. Remember to like and subscribe and comment. We'd love to hear from you. Also, Leonidas wants to say goodnight. We love you guys. Take care, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Be back next week to offend a whole new group of people.
That's right.
Good Lord.
Listen, it had to get off my fucking chest.
I was gonna try to get him riled up, but I don't want to disturb the neighbors.
Nah, you're fine.
Fuck your neighbors too.
No, don't. Oh, my God.